Welcome all. Today we'll be discussing about shell Viva questions. We'll be discussing this Viva questions in many parts, and each and every part would consist of 10 questions. Now let us start with the first one. What is a shell? As you all know, shell is a command interpreter which interacts the command given by the user to the kernel. And here it has one more definition, that is, it's an interface between a user and the operating system. So this can also be defined as, that is, even though there can be only one kernel, a system can have many shell running simultaneously. So one more definition is there, that is, it is a text file that contains one or more commands. Now let us get into the next question. Now, what is shell scripting? Shell scripting is nothing but a series or sequence of Unix command written in a plain text file. Now the next question is, what is the importance of writing shell scripts? There are many importance. The first and the foremost is, shell script takes input from the user, file, and displays it on the screen. The second importance is, it's very useful in creating your own commands. The next usefulness or importance is, it's very helpful in automating some tasks of the day-to-day life. So the next importance is, it is useful for automating system administration tasks or admin tasks. The major important thing is, it mainly saves time. So the next question is, in which file shell programs are stored? The shell programs are stored in are stored in a file called sh. The next question is, what are the different types of shells that are available? Actually, there are four important types, and they are as follows. The first one is Bourne shell, and again that we call it as sh. And the next one is C shell, that we call it as CSH. The third one is corn shell, that we call it as KSH. And the last one is born shell, born again shell, which we call it as bash. The next question is separate compiler required for executing a shell program? A separate compiler is not required. The shell itself interprets the command in the shell program and executes them. The next question is, what can be used to modify file permission? File permission can be modified by using a command called as umask. By using a particular command called as umask. Now the next question is, how variables can be wiped out? The variables can be wiped out by using a command called as unset command. Now how do we understand this? Let us take up an example. Suppose in the shell script we set a value for a is equal to 30. In order to remove this 30 from this a, what we have to do is we have to give the command called as unset a. If I give like this, and then what happens is the value from a, that is 30, would be wiped out. Now let us get into the ninth question. The next question is, explain about file permission. There are three file permission, that is the read mode, the write mode, and as well as the execute mode. So R represents for read, W represents for write, and then X represents for execute. So here the weightage factor for read is 4, and the weightage factor for write is 2, and the weightage factor for X is 1. All these things are called as weight factor. The next question is, what is a file system? The file system is a collection of files that contain related information of the files. So these are the 10 questions that we would be covering in this particular part 1, and we'll see in the next part. Thank you.